It's been really hectic, as you can imagine, but it's been very exciting as well. You got to give these players a tremendous amount of credit. You know, they've been through a lot in terms of losing a coach and a staff, and you know, they've had to deal with some disappointment just with getting ready for a bowl game and all that. But they've handled it remarkably well, and you know, I think that there was a period of mourning for a while, and I think we're through it and over it. And now I think they're just excited to come out and practice and be around each other and have a chance to go compete on Wednesday. So I know they're excited, they're fired up. We've had 2 good practices so far this week, and you know, as we prepare, really start paring down the game plan and start getting ready for Wednesday, you know, we've got to continue to get a little bit sharper every single day. So it's been good. I've been pleased with it, and there's certainly room for improvement. But I've loved our attitude, and I think our guys are, like I said, fired up and excited to go.
How do you feel like this is almost like an icebreaker with the team, getting to know them before they go into winter break?
You know, it's one of those situations that I don't know that going in, I don't know that you would say it's necessarily the best thing, but I think it's going to end up being the best thing. You know, just have an opportunity to be around the players and, you know, have a chance to get to know them and have a chance for them to get to know me and start to build some trust with each other and that relationship. And I think that's, you know, in our business, that's the most important thing, is being able to trust each other. You know, we have to trust that the players are going to buy into our program and they're going to give us everything they've got from an effort standpoint, and then they've got to buy into us and trust that we're going to care about them, not on the field but also off the field, more importantly off the field, and what's best for them, and put them in situations to be successful. So, you know, I think we're headed that way. We're adding coaches, you know, almost every day to the staff. We're going to continue to do so. We'll have to wait. You know, we're only allowed to have 10 coaches, so we've got to kind of wait, get through the bowl game, and then kind of start filling in on the other side of the ball after the bowl game.
What was the meeting like with Ben, where you were sort of the pupil and he was teaching you the offense?
Well, we had about an hour-and-a-half meeting where I said, well, let's start here, and so we started talking a little bit, and we're going to continue to do that. I mean, I'll meet with them pretty much every day, just sit down and say, okay, what do you like here? What are you thinking? You know, what do you call this? This is one of the things that I like, you know, or want to do to attack this defense, and you know, what's your terminology for doing this? And so that's kind of where we're headed. We've been recruiting. I mean, I missed the first probably third of practice because I was in some high schools here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and doing some recruiting. But you know, we're trying to manage it all. You know, try to prepare for the early signing day on Wednesday, and also to get our guys ready to play on Wednesday. So Wednesday's going to be a hectic day for us, a big day. But Ben and I've had great meetings. I mean, he's very mature. He's done a tremendous job of preparing. I think that he's taken a lot of ownership in the game plan. I think anytime your quarterback takes ownership in the game plan, then I think you have an opportunity to execute probably at a higher level. And so we're gonna try to, you know, continue to build on it a little bit at a time, and you know, add some things that we want to do, probably take some things off that we're not comfortable doing, adjust it to fit our personnel, and hopefully go out and play well on Wednesday.
And how important is it to lock everybody up in your signing class up on Wednesday?
Well, you know, I think that some guys we want to lock up, others I think we want to bring them in when we have our entire coaching staff. So they'll, you know, we won't sign all our commits on Wednesday and don't really intend to or don't really want to. You know, a lot of those kids we want to get them on when we have a full complement of coaches so they can be around the guys, get to know their position coaches. I'm a big believer in fit. You know, I think that whether it's the university for the kid or the kid for the university. And so, you know, we have to get to know them, they need to get to know us. So I would anticipate, you know, it's between 6 and 8 maybe signing on during the early signing period, and then the other kids, you know, waiting to take visits in January when we have a full staff.
Ben was talking about the relationship he has with G.J. Kinney and how obviously they both know the offense. How much input will you have on Wednesday night, or will you basically get out of the way and let them run it?
Oh, a little bit. I mean, you know, the good thing is we have a really sharp young football coach in G.J. that can handle it. You know, he clearly has played in this offense. Ben, you know, I think has a tremendous amount of respect for him and confidence in him. And so, you know, that's going to depend on how much time really I can spend between now and then learning everything and how quickly I can get up to speed. But I certainly trust GJ, and it's going to be fun to give him an opportunity to be highly involved, and it'll be one of those things he'll remember the rest of his life. And you know, when you're a GA and you get to call plays in a bowl game, it's a pretty awesome opportunity. And You know, and so he's certainly equipped to handle it.
Can you remember hearing about a GA calling?
You know, the only guy I could think of, and I don't even know if he was a GA or not, was Lincoln Riley. I know when Mike Leach left Texas Tech, I know Lincoln did some of that, you know, for Tech, and when Ruffin McNeil took over for Coach Leach. And so, you know, he'll be in that same kind of opportunity, and it'll be fun for him to have a chance to do that.
Do you think this the early signing period helps or hurts schools like y'all?
Well, I think it probably hurts you when you're going through a transition. You know, I don't really know what to think of the early signing period quite yet. You know, I think the thing about a school like SMU is, I mean, there's going to be kids that want to come to school here for, you know, not just for the football, but for the academics as well. And so, you know, we could go out and attract, you know, kids that want to get a great education and play an exciting brand of football and do it in a beautiful facility and, you know, one of the top schools in the world. So, you know, I think guys are going to want to come be a part of that. I think we're going to try to get them on campus early, you know, through the recruiting cycle, the ones that want to sign on the 20th. And then there's going to be some kids that want to wait. And so it just depends. I mean, like I said, I don't really know what to make of it quite yet. I know it's created some issues for us, you know, when you go through transition, but we're working through them and we'll handle them the best we can.
First time meeting George Bush last night?
Actually, not the first time. I had a chance to meet him one other time at Squire Creek, one time in Ruston, Louisiana. And so I was surprised. He said, "Sure, it's nice to see you again." So, you know, when you meet people like that, sometimes you go, you know, that makes perfect sense why he was president of the United States. And so just having a chance to meet him and be around him in his presence, and he was really warm and welcoming. And like I said, I was it was really a great experience for me.
You mentioned the restrictions about having 10 coaches and you got to hold some till after the bowl game. Do you expect to have the full 10 by Wednesday in place?
Well, we'll have 10 on Wednesday when we play the game, but it'll be, you know, some of the current staff members, and so, you know, will be a transition after that. We'll certainly have once we hit the road back after the break, after the Christmas break, then, you know, we'll have our 10 full-time coaches that are going to be here moving forward. So, you know, there'll be a little bit of moving parts between now and then, but, you know, we'll kind of see how it plays out.
You talked the other day about how you had, I think, 9 days to prepare for a bowl game, meet your team, learn your offense, recruit, hire a staff. How are you handling all this, and how's your energy level?
Well, it's good. It's good. You know, I'm drinking a lot of Red Bull. I know that. But there's a, you know, it's been fun. I mean, you just have to prioritize things. And to me, you know, what I try to think about all the time is our current players and what's best for our current players and what's going to give them the best opportunity to be successful. And so when I sit down and say, okay, I've got to do this, I always start with that priority and then work my way down.